Give me some direction.
Hello everyone, welcome back to my Baldur's Gate Trilogy solo playthrough.
Yeah, I'll see to it.
In this episode we'll be doing the Kuo-toa temple, or whatever you'd like to call it, here in the Western Tunnels that we're going to now. And we'll also be doing the Beholder Lair.
I'm waiting. It's done. I'm there.
It's nice to be playing as a strong character again. I've been going through Baldur's Gate 1 as a solo swashbuckler, a half-orc swashbuckler. And to be quite honest with you, he feels pretty weak. I don't see the reason why you would ever play as a single class swashbuckler. Sure, he gets some bonuses. He gets the ability to do a whirlwind attack once you get to the high level abilities, but until you get there, he just seems like an underpowered fighter thief. There's no benefit to him whatsoever. To be honest, it feels a bit like an oversight on BioWare or Black Isle's behalf. Just not giving those, excuse me, I lose my train of thought. Not giving those extra attacks per round that a fighter would get to a swashbuckler. Even delay them a bit, you know, give the first half attack per round at level, hell, even level 13, and then give the next one at level 18. So then, by the time you hit level 18, you have the same number of attacks per round as a fighter who does not have Grand Mastery. That would at least give you a purpose to play Swashbuckler, and it would make the class viable for anything other than a dual class with a group that doesn't want to carry around any other mages. Because I've used a Swashbuckler before as a dual class. I dual classed him at 10 and then went to mage, and he was strong. And I used him in a party up until, like I said last episode, up until Watcher's Keep and Throne of Ball. And I was able to clear that, but it was just because I was a quite powerful mage, probably about the same level as I am here. But this character has significantly better Thaco than that character ever did. He has more health. He can hit harder. His mage spells are comparable, of course. He has the resistance to crowd controlling effects, and he can use just about every item that mage thief could. In my opinion, another class that sort of seems underpowered or maybe a little out of place is the Blade, because he gets all these bonuses to melee combat through his special abilities, the ability to do two-weapon style, but you can't even specialize with melee weapons. It seems like yet another oversight. And to me, it seems like that character should at least be able to specialize in melee weapons. With that one change, I think the class would be significantly more powerful.
I'm waiting. Not concerned. Yeah. Give me some direction.
But we don't really need to talk about those classes because we're not playing as them. We're playing as this character.
I'm waiting.
And this character's super overpowered. He's quickly becoming my most powerful character ever. I think a very high level ranger cleric would be exceptionally powerful as well, just in a different way. It'd be a lot more of a more straightforward character. You just pre-buff with Drop on Holy Might, Righteous Magic, Chaotic Commands,
Give me some.
Iron Skins if you have the tweak, those sorts of things.
Yeah.
So if you're not familiar with this area, you have to contaminate that pool with the contaminated tadpoles if you want to do a significant amount of damage to the Kuo-toa prince. I don't think you can kill him without doing that. And it also significantly lowers his ability to regenerate, as far as I remember. Also, for some reason, I thought that there was a cage in here that someone was being held captive. I don't remember why I thought that, but I always thought there was a cage in here. I might very well be thinking about Throne of Baal. I think there's a Kuo-toa cave near like a Bazagul's lair, and that looks very similar.
I'll see to it. It's done.
So right there you see that the Elder Orbs cheat, and they can see you through that non-detection.
Yeah.
But right here you see the power of this this cloak that I've been going on and on about. All these cause serious wounds that they just spam at you, they don't do shit. It's amazing. I never realized how powerful that they really were. Right there you get the Elder Orb eye stock. If you don't feel like going through everywhere else, you really don't have to. I mean, this area can be done in 2 minutes. So if you're running short on time, like you're having trouble with the drow getting mad at you for not going and getting like one of the high end, oh shoot, what would you call it? For the matron mother at the end of the Usnatha quest. I'm hoping everyone who's watching has played this game before so they know what I'm talking about, but if you don't, I guess you'll see in the next 2 episodes or so, 2 or 3. But in any case, you have to do at least one of these areas as part of the Usnatha quest. And this is by far the fastest. Just simply because you can get the boss's specialty item immediately.
I'm waiting. It must be done. Yeah, it's probably best.
I was recently reading the changes to
Give me some.
Baldur's Gate 2 Enhanced Edition versus the regular edition, and I didn't realize that the Defender of Easthaven got a buff. It used to be a +2 flail, and now it's a +3. And for those of you unfamiliar, that's sold by the merchant from Icewind Dale that's in the Copper Coronet, and it gives you, I think, 20% resistance to all physical damage types, in addition to an extra +2 armor class, I believe. So those two things together, that makes it arguably the best, or up there for one of the best offhand weapons in the game.
Yeah.
which makes me want to go through as a barbarian, a solo barbarian with flail specialization and 2 weapon style. So you go through with Defender of Easthaven, plus probably Flail of Ages, of course. And you have the Rage ability, which is different than Berserk in a few ways, but not in any significant way. It does essentially the same thing, but you also get that damage reduction from Barbarian. So you stack that with Defender of Easthaven, you stack it with Hardiness once you get to a high level. So basically, you could easily get to 100% physical resistance. And you could just wear this this cloak that I have on right now. So you'd be immune to magic damage, and then you just go Rage, and you're immune to crowd control. I don't know how well that character would work as a solo. I think you would be fairly strong. Just because he has, once you get to a high level, you're immune to everything. But I think it would also make for a pretty boring playthrough, just because your entire tactic would just be running up and whacking everything for the entire game.
Yeah? Give me some direction.
So right there, I'd never actually played this character class before, fighter then dual classed into mage, so I didn't realize how powerful that combo can be. Time stop into just beating the hell out of everything. Eventually I turn off the auto pause because it screws me up a lot.
Let's do this quick and painful. I'm waiting. Up, my friend. Scream! Scream for mercy! Hold still. Give me some direction. Scream! Scream for mercy!
So right there, that confirms that there really is a cooldown on Berserk. When your character is fatigued after berserking once, you really can't go in rage mode again immediately. I think that's a change with the enhanced editions. I don't remember that ever being a problem for me before. But I believe the Elder Orbs are the only ones that cast Imprisonment, so I decided to just run in here, kill him first, and then everyone else is completely unable to do anything to me. Because even if my rage goes down, I have really good saving throws. My Simulacrum will be soaking up some of the aggro. All these cause spells, like I said before, aren't doing any damage. Now, I said before Summon Planetara is the best summon in the game. I think I have to take that back. I think this Simulacrum is the best summon in the game because it's me. Just like me from the past. With all my sweet gear. Planetary is a close second though. Very, very strong.
Let's do this quick and pain.
So I came in here thinking I'd find that Dragon Breath Halberd. It's a +3 halberd. But now I remember it's in the Unseen Eye layer, not here. Yeah, they look exactly the same. But if you didn't know, there's a +3 fairly decent halberd in the Unseen Eye area. So if you're choosing to do halberds, which I think is a really cool and not very common weapon specialization, then that's an early one that you can get that's quite strong. And then down here you get a +4 that's almost as good as the Flail of Ages. In some ways it's better than the Flail of Ages. And then you get the wave, obviously, if you do the quests correctly. And you also get the Ravager, which might very well be the best weapon in the game. Especially with improved whirlwinds, once you get high level, it's a thrown a ball weapon. You can straight, you can basically count on instant killing an enemy every round. Which I guess, come to think of it, is not that significant because with 10 attacks per round, that's almost the equivalent of instant killing something. I also don't remember whether the Ravager works on extremely powerful enemies like dragons or even Melisson. I'd imagine it works on the enemies that Melisson summons, like the demons, and then probably quite a few enemies. But I do not remember. But here I'm just trying to rest up, trying to get all my stuff memorized, getting everything identified. There's not that much really good gear that you pull out of that beholder layer. I think the greenstone amulet is probably the notable exception. It gives you the passive of the Berserk ability, makes you immune to magical crowd control. But anyway, I waste some time here, go back to the dragon lair, and then decide, oh, next episode I'll go do the Illithids. So thank you for watching, and I will catch you in the next one.